Okay guys, I wanted to do a quick overview of some basic research information. So I'm starting out on Plasky Tech's website, and you should be able to access all the same information as me from Plasky Tech's website. So plaskytech.edu, and then we're going to come over here, we're going to click library. Okay, and the first thing that pops up is this search everything box, which is one search. This is basically the equivalent of sort of the Google for library. Now I'm going to tell you something obvious, I hope, to all of you, is that you're going to get better quality information from searching at your library than you will from typing something into Google. Okay, so from here, I'm going to immediately, rather than guiding you to a search, I'm going to take you to this place right here called LibGuides. Okay, this opens up a new window. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I highly recommend that you do. I really want you to, because I am just simply not going to be able to cover everything you need me to cover in order to complete this research project. Okay? But this is really important information. So if you noticed, I clicked, I'm going to go back one so I can say it, right here where it says research process. This is a guide that the librarians at Plasky Tech have created to help you research, okay? And it's basically all tabbed out so you know exactly what you're about to read. It's done in a really user-friendly format so that you understand what the point of research is. And so, I mean, it covers everything from why do research, and then there's some other links here that you can use on the very first tab. So right now we're at this intro to research tab. I'm going to select getting ready to research. You are it says determining your project's focus. Okay, so this will help you hone in on your topic. It talks about being too broad or too narrow in your research. It asks you the what, where, when, why, and how. This is going to help you as you take your topics. You're going to need to get really specific with them, keeping your audience as the center point the whole time. Okay? Types of sources. Okay? It's going to guide you through that entire process. Books, magazines, newspapers, websites. Reference versus non-reference books. Okay, there's also over here scholarly versus popular periodicals. This is going to be a video that kind of explains to you what the difference between, like, say a newspaper is and a peer-reviewed journal, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. It covers internet searching. Not all websites should be considered equal. Okay. Evaluating sources. Guys, this is really important, and this is where I'll come back to a newspaper versus a peer-reviewed article. So a peer-reviewed article, or we also say scholarly articles, or we'll call them peer-reviewed journals, are journals that were other reference tools that basically you're talking about researchers and professionals in a specific field that come together. They've created some kind of professional journal. So the American Psychological Association is APA. The Modern Language Association is MLA. You've got all different medical journals. You've got basically any field you can think of, there's probably a professional journal within that field. Peer-reviewed means a group of people that are professionals in that field have come together, and they are the ones that review whether something gets published in that or not, versus a newspaper article that maybe the writer and their one editor have reviewed this article to determine if it's noteworthy or not. So you guys see, we're talking about really professional academic articles versus sort of generic general information type articles. So that's the reason why these peer-reviewed articles are important. And you'll notice that when you get into college, using scholarly articles is what is going to be required of you. And so I'm asking you to do one scholarly article or peer-reviewed article. It's the same term for this essay, but later you will be using pretty much solely peer-reviewed articles, okay? So this talks about evaluating sources. So it says authority, currency, objectivity, and accuracy. So authority is who produced this resource. Are they qualified to provide information about this topic? What are their credentials? Okay, so basically this is not Jim Bob Harrison that lives 3 doors down that wrote a blog on the topic. Okay, this is somebody that has authority and they have studied this topic. They know what they're talking about. Currency, is this something that has been researched recently? Is it up to date? And there are times where you want older information, you know, in the sense that you may want to compare statistics from the 1970s to today, but generally you want the most updated information reflected in your essays and in your research. Objectivity, obviously it's really, really hard to be completely unobjective. I don't think that any of us could say that we are about any particular thing, but you at least want the appearance of being objective, in the sense that whoever is writing this is not solidly trying to convince somebody to go one direction, okay? Also, anytime you're reading an article, peer-reviewed or not, and the author actually considers the opposing viewpoint, and they share that with you, even if they're obviously trying to make an argument for a specific point, that shows that they are more objective. They're trying to analyze it from all angles. And then accuracy. Is the information contained correct? Are there grammatical errors? Are there punctuation errors? Have they used research to back up their claims? So accuracy. Are they claiming the world is flat? Because obviously we know that that's not true, okay? There's also this great YouTube video here for evaluating sources that they've included. So you see this library guide is great. Writing resources. This is just kind of writing tips. This Purdue University Online Writing Lab, I'm not sure if I've talked about this in our class or not, but the OWL at Purdue is phenomenal, okay? Basically anything you could want to know, I'm going to go ahead and open it up and I'll come back to it, about writing, it's there and it is wonderful. Okay, citing sources. So we'll click that. This is not, I don't think that they have any of the current version of MLA. They don't. But it is listed in your textbook. You should have, because the thing is, we've got, they've just recently come out with a new version of MLA, and so it's kind of frustrating because they keep changing it a little bit here and there. But I don't know that this isn't updated. Yeah, this is a 2009 update, and so that's not going to be right. So that being said, we'll have to kind of come back to that. I'm going to cover MLA with you guys in another deal. Okay, the finish line. These are librarians. Oops, sorry. These are the librarians at Pulaski Tech that you can email for help. You can actually go up to the library since you are students, and they can help you, okay? They're just great people, and their job is to try to help. So, let's come back here. Okay, actually no, I was going to talk about the OWL. So this is the Purdue lab, writing lab. So it's owl.english.purdue.edu, okay? You might want to write that down for later. This is a wealth of information, okay? So like look, research and citation, conducting research, using research. We are going to be citing in MLA style, okay? They have an MLA guide here. Okay, yeah, they have edited this. So that means that whatever guidelines they give you for MLA have been updated. So that's good. This is helpful. You can notice that every time we cite a source via MLA, this is what information we're using. Author, title of source, title of container, other contributors, yada, yada, yada. If you scroll down through here, it's highlighting the specific things that it's talking about. This is a sample citation, okay? Author's last name, title of the work, and then this is the publication material, okay? It walks you through the entire process, all right? And in just a couple minutes, I'm going to show you guys an annotated bibliography. But over here, it's got the whole, like if you're using a book, there you go. If you're using a periodical, here's the citation for that. Works cited page, okay? This is what a sample works cited page looks like in the newest format. Okay? They're in alphabetical order by author's last name. You notice that this right here, this whole thing, that is one citation, okay? You have author's last name. You have the title of the article. You have the title of the work that the article is in here. It's in the New York Times. This is the date of publication. This is the website where the person who wrote this essay, where they found, this is the website where they found it. So they didn't pull the print version, which is exactly what I'm telling you guys you don't have to do. They pulled the electronic version of this article in the New York Times. Okay, you guys have the ability to do that, but that means you're going to need to cite the website. And then the date of access is here. Okay? You have to do this for each of your sources. On your annotated bibliography, you will have a source like this, and then underneath it, you're going to have a summary of this source. I want like 3 to 5 sentences of what this source is about. And then you'll have your second source, and then a summary of what that source is about. Then your third one. You should have 4 total, okay? There may be times where you do not have an author, so then you go to the next part of the deal. So An Inconvenient Truth, this is a movie, right? So it's just going to be cited differently. Trying to think of what else I need to cover. So obviously this is super helpful for you guys. And so I've covered annotated bibliography. On your essay, when you get to your draft, your last page of your essay is going to be the works cited page. It's going to say works cited at the top, and then it's going to have your sources. I'm going to cover soon how to do in-text citations, okay? But just know that whenever you're writing in your essay and you're using quotation marks or whatever, you're going to have a citation that directs your audience to this page right here so that they correlate what's in your essay over here with what's at the last page so that they can go find that source and make sure that you've actually not plagiarized. Okay, back here. Finally, doing some research. Okay, so there's some great information in the LiveGuides. If you read that clearly, it's going to tell you some of the same things I'm telling you, only in better detail, okay? That being said, I'm going to take you to the databases, okay? I can tell you that, well, first of all, sorry, let me go back one step. I told you guys that if you search here, so say you are doing your essay on why athletes should not get paid, or why they should get paid. Maybe college athletes should get paid, okay? So you could type in something like college athletes. Let's just see what happens when we do this. Okay, see the very first article, should college athletes get paid? Okay, and it tells you that there's online access to this source. That's good. That means you don't have to go pull it up somewhere. You also want to see if you have full text articles. Okay, so up here you've got peer-reviewed journals. Those are the ones I told you. Those are really reputable journals. You have a full text online and then available in the library. You want these full text online. You don't want to pull any information that you can't have full text of. That means you can read the entire thing online. Okay, so this is what you want. So I'm going to click that. You see that we've got like 125,000 of these. Okay, so if we want to, you know, if we don't want to have to go through every single one of these, we can lower our dates. Look, it says 1910 to 2016. You know, we can decrease the amount of time that we're reviewing stuff. So say like maybe 1990 to 2016. And it's not lowered us down very much, because this is a more modern topic. So it's been written about a lot, but I would say probably a lot in the last decade or so. So let's see what happens when we go 2006. That should be good. We've still got 102,000. Okay, but you get what I'm saying. You can keep lowering down these results. You've got the case for paying college athletes, genders differences. That's probably not an article you need. So you can scroll through these and find out really quickly if this is what you need or it's not. Now, excuse my computer screen. I'm going to go ahead and click this, the case for paying college athletes. It may at some point make me log in. Yes. Okay, so when this happens, you just need to log in with your PTC portal information. Okay, you can download this PTF. You don't have to, obviously, or you could just read it right here on your screen. Okay, this is the full article. Now, here's what's cool. If you need this citation, you just click Cite this item. Okay, here is your MLA citation. I am perfectly fine with you copying and pasting this directly into your annotated bibliography or your works cited page. But hear me say this with the big BUT. Okay, you need to verify that this is the correct way of citing this, because this version of MLA may be the 2008 version as opposed to the 2016 version. So it's your responsibility to double check that this citation is appropriate. Okay, because yes, I'm well within my rights to count off that you've just copied and pasted but not verified, especially when you've got the Purdue OWL over here that can show you if this is correct or not. So I'm okay with copying and pasting the citations as long as you're verifying them. Okay, so that's my warning. I'm glad it's there for you though. It's helpful that it's there. Okay, so let me come back here. So you obviously can do this search everything. One search is great. It's going to pull up everything, but sometimes you need to get a little more specific. Okay, so this is a listing here of all of the databases that Pulaski Tech has access to. You guys can't find this stuff in Google. Okay, the library pays to use this stuff. So ProQuest, EBSCO, JSTOR are all really great databases. It's basically like specific search engines, if that makes sense, but they're all producing really great academic material. I was gonna see if they have sorry, I'm looking at something. Opposing viewpoints. Yes, this is a great database for an argumentative essay, because what it does is it's going to show you, you know, different issues that there are opposing viewpoints. Okay, and so you would search here just like you would elsewhere. Oh, sorry. Okay, so see, you've got all these different viewpoints. You've got academic journals, statistics, etc. Okay, so opposing viewpoints is going to have information, but it's also can potentially just help you like figure out what people are saying about a particular issue. So let's say abortion. So here in this area, you've got an overview, and then you've got featured viewpoints, statistics, academic journals. Okay, so you see there's just a ton of information here. So that is a really, really quick rundown of how to do your research. There may come a time where you need help honing in your topic. That is what I am here for. Okay, now really quickly, I'm going to do one more thing. A lot of students don't know about this, but Google actually has a Scholar edition. So it's scholar.google.com. Okay, it's great, but you're still going to get much better returns on from the library, okay? But nonetheless, here you go. So we've got college athletes. These are, you know, I'm typing in the same search terms as I did before, and this is kind of what I'm getting, okay? Here's the deal. Not all of these are going to be full text articles, which means you're not even going to, you may see a title and go, oh wow, that's really what I need, and then not be able to actually read the whole thing. So that means it's not going to do you any good. You've got to be able to read the whole thing. But the good thing about this is you can find all different kinds of sources here as well, okay? So that being said, just make sure that you're using the whole, is this a good quality source, before you know, make sure you evaluate your sources before you use them. So I think that that's all I was going to cover. I'm looking at double checking my notes. Okay, I think that's about it. I may come back with something else if I think about it later, but I think this will fix us for now.